Our parasha begins with a census of the Jewish people. They're about to leave Mount Sinai, make their way to the Holy Land. And it's a complicated procedure. Every person has to come forward and state what tribe they're from. Then they're placed in a certain camp. And so the Torah goes on to record the numbers of each of the tribes. It then comes to the tribe of Levi. And it speaks about the family of Moshe and Aaron, Moses and Aaron. And it tells us, Ve'ele toldot Moshe v'Aaron. These are the generations, these are the descendants of Moses and Aaron. Now, naturally, one would assume that the Torah would then tell us who the children of Moses are and who the children of Aaron are. But it doesn't do that. It just tells us about Aaron's children. He had 4 sons, Nadav and Avihu, Elazar, Itamar. But how can we make sense of this? The Torah began by telling us these are the children of Moshe and Aaron. It only mentions Aaron's children. What about Moshe's children? We know that Moshe had 2 sons, Gershom and Eliezer, but they are not mentioned whatsoever. Did the Torah perhaps make a mistake? And here the great commentator Rashi tells us something magnificent. That in fact the children of Aaron were the children of Moshe. Not physically, but spiritually. Why? And Rashi explains. Kol ha-melamed ben chaveiro Torah, whoever teaches the son of his friend, or in this case his brother Torah, ke'ilu melamdo. It is as if he has given birth to that person. Moshe taught the sons of Aaron, and because he taught them Torah, he became their father. And this is a concept that we see throughout the Torah. For example, in the Shema, we say, V'shinantam levanecha. You shall teach it diligently to your children. Levanecha, to your sons. But if you look at Rashi, again he explains that it doesn't necessarily mean only to a child, but to a student. Because a student is also called a child. And indeed, we see in the prophets that the students of the prophets were referred to as B'nai HaNeviim, the sons of the prophets, even though they weren't physically sons. They were their spiritual sons. So that when a Jew teaches another Jew Torah, he becomes their spiritual parent. And this has incredible significance. Also, what it means is how important it is to impart information to other people. Yes, it's also a question of taking somebody who is ignorant and giving them information. But it's even more than that. It creates a spiritual bond, and a very, very close spiritual bond. So, for example, the Talmud tells us the following scenario. You're walking along, and there you see on the ground 2 lost articles. One belongs to your father, and one belongs to your teacher who taught you Torah. You can only take one of these 2 items. It's too much to carry both at once. Are you going to return the lost article to your father or to the person who taught you Torah? The Talmud says unequivocally that you take the item that belongs to your rabbi, your teacher, and you return it to him. Why not to your father? What about the mitzvah of kibud av va'em, of honoring parents? No, says the Talmud. On the contrary, your father brings you into this world, into the physical world, but your teacher brings you into the world to come. And therefore you owe far more to him. In our generation, each and every Jew can be a spiritual father or mother. There are so many Jews who are completely ignorant. They don't know what their background says. They don't know what Judaism is all about. If you have a little bit of information, if you know a little bit more than the next person, it's your spiritual obligation to teach each and every Jew. And in that way, you become their parent. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.